So this is a response video to Russell Brand's NEWSNIGHT Paxman vs. Brand full interview. First of all, I want to say, Russell Brand, good on you, man. Way to kick it to the media's face. I mean, after all, granted. But anyway, so let's look at a few points. Let's look at behavior patterns. Let's look at thought patterns, habits, pain, anger, fighting the media, enlightenment, love, compassion. I mean, we could go on forever, but we'll talk about some other things first. So there's a quote I want to first mention before we even get started by Buckminster Fuller. You never change the things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Anyway, I can see why we want to take down this existing system. After all, it's caused a lot of pain over the years. It's caused a lot of havoc. It's caused a lot of chaos, a lot of war, a lot of unnecessary energy spent in places completely irrelevant and totally unnecessary. But we got to look at it at the standpoint from when this all started. This is probably before. This was back when humans began even thinking and having conceptual thought and awareness and understanding of one's perception over oneself. Okay. We had priests and we had monks and we had gurus and we had gods and we had people. Of course, these are all different religions, but each one of these beings, there's a mediator. There's someone that was able to interpret the spoken word of higher beings, or thought, or perception, awareness, enlightenment, and was able to bring it down into this physical dimension through words, expression, projection, and through that was able to create amazing things like Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, all sorts of religions. I'm not even going to list all of them because there's just too many. But each being had this thought. I have a feeling that I know what's best. I have a feeling that for myself, I don't want that. And it originates from positive and negative, the polarities of our minds. And now I'm not saying positive is good and negative is bad, but let's put it into perception of bad and good for once. Okay, let's look at it at that way. Bad and good, we don't want the bad. We really want the good. We'd much rather the good than the bad. Right? Good and bad is like a breath in, breath out. We don't continue breathing in. We have to breathe out at some point, and that's the negative perspective. And we breathe out, even though we don't continuously breathe out until we die. At that point, that's beside the point. When you breathe out, you don't just continuously breathe out, do you? Now, I can see how this can be confusing, but let's bear with me. When you breathe in and breathe out, that's how it should be with emotional states. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in the positivity and breathing out the negativity. And at that point, we need to look at when the negative starts to come in, we can't hold it, we can't stop it, we can't truncate it, and we can't make it stop. Negativity is a counterpart. It is the yin and the yang to everything. The negativity and the positivity coexist. It can't be one without the other. So when we have these kinds of negative things, we gotta look at the standpoint of where it started, how it started, why it started. These beings felt that they knew what was best for us. They wanted to help us. And it started with great intentions, but after the thousands of years, it changed to the point where it was a control freak, trying to control everything. And it was like a bigger brother trying to fight over these, oh, the little brother wants this, so I'm not gonna give it to him. I'm not gonna give it to him because I am greedy and I want to keep it to myself. So that's kind of how it is with power. Now, the minority being the majority and the majority being the minority makes no sense. You can't just have an ultimate sense of power. The power must come from personal choice and personal experience. You can't attack a system from outside. You can fight as much as you want. You You can have millions of people outside, and that could change something, some small part. We never even covered the whole media coverage over in Brazil, or in Libya, or in Syria, what was going on in their revolutions, you know? The media is only following a hierarchy of power, of control freaks, okay? And that aside, that is irrelevant. We know that's happening. The point is to become aware of it and to not let it affect our lives. Because the point of life is experiencing. That's why we're here, to experience and co-create. That's what life is doing at this very moment. That's what God is, co-creating in a whole single collective of consciousness, working all at once, creating life all at once. The word God, I can see how that can be controversial, but let's say the infinite, or Unabku, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is. Life is meant to be about loving and suffering, and loving and suffering, breathing in, breathing out, dying and living, dying and living. And this new age concept that we need to push forward with this fourth dimensional consciousness, and we have to push forward with this, that'll happen. That'll all happen. Granted, don't worry about that. Life is taking care of that. You don't have the power to do that, okay? You don't have control over that. That's being another control freak. You got to take a hand of your own life and experience what you want, okay? And forget the judgments of others, and forget the fact that there is a system controlling you, because they're not. There's nothing about that system that's controlling you. It's the illusion that it is controlling you that's controlling you. It's an illusion, just like separateness and all that. It's about stopping that mentality of, oh, this is worry, this is what's affecting me, this is what's, oh, it comes to the point where the little things don't matter. Oh, this hurts, oh, that hurts, oh, my family's not, oh, this is not working for me, my job sucks, I don't have a life. Oh, and then it starts going into personal matters. Oh, this happened to me, this is bound to happen to me. Oh, the pain is just too much. Oh, whatever the personal matter is, the fact is, we're right here. And in this moment, you have the choice. You have the momentum. You have the energy. You have the untapped, unlimited amount of potential to take on your own life and experience what you want. Yeah, of course you gotta pay a ticket to go where you want. You gotta have money. No, that's holding you down. Go out. Get out of the house. Hitchhike. Have fun. Do something. Do instead of think. Find an experience. All the other things will happen because they're gonna happen, and you can't control that. And of course, I'm hypocritical here because I'm having the same problem with myself, trying to do what I want to do and not worry about what other people think, and not worry about whether I'm going to do it right, or whether things are going to be good for me. Or all this is personal, of course, to myself, but every single one of you has these thoughts at some point in your life. Whether it's been brought down by a system or it just appeared and you were aware of it because of some certain scenario that happened to you that allowed you to become conscious of what it is that you are doing right here, right now. So Russell Brand, you are fabulous, and I love the amount of energy that you're putting into this. You're doing something great, being an editor for a political magazine. That's great. Write something that is, talk about this new age movement, conceptual thought of utopian societies, what we can do to make our lives happier. I mean, we have the Venus Project, even though a lot of people are gonna argue with me and think that, oh, that's all corporate as well, and that's all crazy Illuminati mindfuck. I don't know. That's losing yourself. Fuck that. Don't worry about that. That's not gonna happen if you don't let it happen. It goes back to that thought. You choose whether that affects you. And your mind thinks about all this stuff that could happen, what couldn't happen. But if you just forget that, just do it. And if you fall down, you get back up. when life knocks you down, you don't just feel like shit and stay down on the ground and cry and weep and moan. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see that. That's not. It gets to a point where it's tiring and kind of annoying. Okay, you get up and you work. You don't spend your whole life looking at your feet hoping you don't fall down. You just walk, and if you fall down, you wipe yourself off and you get up again. And it's all natural. This is physics. This is spirituality. This is love. This is suffering. This is all of it. This is all of it. So I urge you to not worry about what's happening to you. Not worrying about whether the system's working for you. Whether all this is going to work out in the end. Work at your own utopian life. Make the utopia life you want. And don't worry what other people think, because what other people think is none of your damn business. Okay? What other people think and put their energy into, that's their problem. That's what they have to work on. That's their mission. That's their purpose. Your purpose is your purpose, whatever it may be. So go ahead and go out there and do it. Don't worry about anything else. Get fun. Get laid. And of course, who am I to say this all? Because, you know, I'm just a white boy here to walk, hoping you listen to my talk. As Buddha once said, believe nothing no matter where you read it or who said it, no matter if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. These things are about learning. All these experiences you're having are about you to learn. And whether all these things are happening to you, forget it. Don't worry about it. Just bring yourself to the now for a second. Because the moment is the moment. It's only going to be here for a moment. And you can only enjoy a sunset until it's nightfall. You know? You gotta let things go.